Reimbursements in YNAB can probably be the hardest thing to understand, especially when you're new and starting out. It can be very, very confusing. But honestly, it's actually pretty simple once you start getting the grasp of the idea. Uh, where people go wrong is that they think about it all wrong, the whole idea of it. So I just want to show you how to go about this. Um, First thing you want to do is create a new category. You can put underneath true expenses you want. Just press the plus button to add a new category. And what I like to do is do reimbursements, and I do the amount. Let's say it's work reimbursements, and you spend under $400 every month for work-related stuff. So that's why I put right there $400 just for my convenience, and for future me, it helps out quite a bit. And then from that point, what you want to do, and this is where people get confused, is from here you go ahead and you fund that category. And where you can fund it from is a good one to be your emergency fund. In this example I made here, there's quite a bit I can move over there, so I'll do $400 and move it over there. And there we go, it's funded. And I know a lot of you might be sitting here screeching at me and going, hey, what if I don't have the money to go ahead and fill up that category for reimbursements? Well, it's that simple. You don't have the money. If you don't have the money, you can't lend money out. You can't just make up money out of thin air. And if you do, that's usually called credit card debt, and that's how you get into more credit card debt. And that's a sticky situation. So this is how you do it. You go ahead, you go pre-fund the emergency or the reimbursement fund from your emergency fund. But be smart about it. If your emergency fund is only $500, I wouldn't go and drop $400 into my reimbursement category. That'd be stupid, because even though it could be 100% guarantee you get your money back, you just never know. Your company could get sued and need money real quick, and they can't pay you right now, and you'd be SOL for 6 months, or you're lending your best friend $400 and they end up in jail for some odd reason. They can't pay you back for 3 years. You just don't know. It's never 100%. There's way too many ifs in the situation for reimbursements. So you go ahead, you fund the reimbursement category. Then let's say you spend it from your credit card, because you spend it from your credit card. You add the transaction, you do the day. We'll say it was plane tickets. It's coming out of the reimbursement categories. It tells us we have $400 in there in the green. We'll put as a memo. This memo is actually very important. We'll say plane tickets to Florida to meet Bob. You want to be as descriptive as you possibly can. If you're loaning your friend $40, make sure you put their name in there. Make sure you spell their name correctly too, because that'll be important when I talk about it here in a second. We'll say the outflow was $250 for the plane tickets. We hit save. We go back to the budget. Look at the reimbursement category. It says we budgeted $400. We spent $250. We have $150 left over. And once we hit $0, we don't have any more money to give out. And you have to make that clear to your friends or your boss. I mean, if the company you work for is expecting you to go into debt, there's something wrong. And if the company you're working for can't, honestly, if you can have the company you work for give you a company card, because if they can't afford to float you or deal with their own money in debt, something's not right. And I'd be more concerned about my job than I would be to getting some extra points. And I know some people do this to get the points. That's why they use a personal credit card and have the company pay them back, and that's fine if you want to do that. But it just gets sticky. It just gets sticky. But you can see, if we click on this, you can see the category where we spent the money, and it's like, well, how do I keep track of this? Because if they forget to pay you, you're technically fine. You're not out any money. It just goes over the next month, and you only have $150 to spend in the next month. So, no big deal, whoop-de-doo type of thing. Until they pay you back, then you have $400. Then you can spend more. And if you find out your company needs you to spend more than $400, then budget more than $400. Just make sure you have enough money in the category before you spend it, because that's what YNAB is trying to teach you. If you only have $500 for groceries, you only have $500 for groceries. If you don't, and you ever spend, you gotta get some money from somewhere else and throw it in there. But what if you want to track it? Well, you can go back to your credit card over here account. And what I like to do is be able to track it. I just do reimbursements, and it was Bob. Be as descriptive as you can. I don't think it was Bob. It was somebody else. But no, it was Bob. But say, for example, you type in reimbursements, and it'll pull up everything that's in the reimbursements category for you. So you can see all the reimbursement categories. And that's how you can keep track of it all. And you can sort by date if you want to, and all that. Very easy way to keep track of it. You can see what the memo is for, who owes you the money, and when they pay you back, you can do the checking. You can come in here, do add transaction, and pay it back. And here's an example right here, and put it towards reimbursement, and it'll inflate the reimbursement category back up to whatever they owe you, and you're back to square zero, actually back to $400 where you started. So the biggest thing to take away from this is for reimbursements in YNAB, is best practice to go ahead and fund a category called reimbursements with the amount that you know that you need for that month. It could be whatever, $400, $500, $1,000, $3,000, whatever you need. I would even say go a little bit above what you need, just in case, off chance that you need a little bit more that month, or need to let your buddies borrow $40. Or you got it in reimbursements, just put his name down. Make sure you do it out of the reimbursement category, and that's how you can keep track of everything. You can also go through your reports. Basically the same process. There's a little button you can press just for that category and see where all the money's flowing. But for easiness, this is how you do it. Make sure you pre-fund the category from emergency fund. Don't be stupid. Don't fund a reimbursement fund if you have only $500 in your e-fund and your reimbursement's $400. That's just stupid. But if you have, like this example, $12,000, yeah, easily throw $400, because even though it's 100% guaranteed you'll get your money back, nothing in life is 100% guaranteed. Your friend could be in jail. You could lose your job for some odd reason, and they don't want to pay you your reimbursements. You just never know with life. Things happen. But that's how you do it. You go ahead and pre-fund the category, and best way to think about it too is YNAB reflects reality too. So if you spend $250, you spent $250. No matter how you think about it, you slice it, whatever, even if it's a credit card, you still spent it, because the credit card company thinks you spent $250. Even though you spent their money, they want it to be paid back, and as soon as possible. And if you don't pay them back, they're going to charge you interest, and that just makes the situation even more stickier. So YNAB reflects reality. You spend $250, you spent $250. Don't overthink it. Create a reimbursement category, pre-fund it to the exact amount you need. You can use your emergency fund as collateral, I guess you could say, because you're going to get the money back, hopefully. And you're good to go. And if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. It's that simple.